My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This breakdown is brought to you by Premium Membership. Premium Membership brings you all sorts of betting and fantasy tools to help you make money. Things like exclusive 2, 3, and 4 leg parlays, betting calculators, parlay calculators, daily fantasy ownership projections, fighter salary rankings, and so much more. Check it out now at WeWantPicks.com. Scroll to the top and click Become a Member. And don't forget, we are giving away $50. All you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit, we send you $50. Next up at UFC San Diego, we've got Lukasz Brzeski taking on Martin Buday. Lukasz Brzeski is 8-1 overall, 3-1-1 in his last 5, coming off what was a contender series win, but is now a no contest. Martin Buday, 10-1 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, coming off the destruction of Chris Barnett. Lukasz Brzeski is coming off, as I mentioned, an impressive contender series win, but that was flipped to a no contest because of some PEDs in his system. He's a well-rounded heavyweight with solid power, solid speed, decent takedowns, and nice leg kicks. He's very athletic and has no problem working spinning attacks. The problem with Lukasz, though, is if you dig into his fights and you watch tape, he does not like getting hit. And obviously nobody does. But if you stay in his face with volume, he will literally turn his head and cower away instead of circling out and countering. Martin Buday is a heavy-handed striker with solid footwork and very real power. He's interesting because all of his wins are by stoppage, and it's very clear that he's got that real power. But in the past, he's been a slow starter. If you go back and watch his fight it's called Octagon, that's the name of the promotion, you'll see that even though his footwork is solid and he's always moving, he gets hit like a good amount, and he doesn't always engage. His contender series win was very impressive, and the reality is that even though he might be slow to engage, when he does engage, everything has power. He's coming off that win over Chris Barnett, which is listed as a technical decision, but the reality is he broke Chris in that fight. Chris was hoping to get a no contest by milking the strike there, the illegal strike. But they were in the third round, so they said, this goes to a judge's scorecard. Why are you giving me a face?
The way you said milking, it made me a little uncomfortable. And you said it twice, too.
Because, he tried to pull an Aljamain, but they were in the third round, and it didn't work, so it went to decision, and obviously he lost that decision because he was losing that fight. And, on one hand, I don't know what to do with this fight, though, because Lukasz is the better all-around fighter. He's athletic, he's got power, he can work in takedowns, and he can really do something. I mentioned how he looks away when strikes come at him, and I think that's going to be the problem in this fight and others. But Buday can be low volume, so he's not necessarily going to be staying in Lukasz's face with those strikes. And Lukasz may have freedom to work his own offense. Ultimately, I am going to go with Buday here because I think his power is going to be the difference. But I don't like him at the 2-1 odds, and I'm probably not going to be betting on this. I will, however, have one or both, probably not both, but one of these guys potentially in one of my Monkey Knife Fight Knockout King entries. And this Martin Buday line continues to move. So the general public is on Martin Buday. What do you think, Chickaloots?
Yeah, he probably is definitely the play in this matchup, but Jesus Christ, man, you got to be careful. I don't think he's a parlay piece. Obviously, I'm very anti-betting heavyweights at all because anything can happen. These are two big boys swinging two big fists around like crazy, like a ceiling fan. And Lukasz is a guy that, honestly, Buday's just got to survive the first minute and a half of each round, and especially the first minute and a half of the first round, because that guy throws heat, he is a brawler, throws big shots, and then after that, that dude can't breathe. He has no cardio at all. And if you watch Buday, especially in that Chris Barnett fight, that dude threw, I think, like 170-some punches, and obviously there were a lot of just inside clinch work, but he has no problem just grinding out victories, and I think that is definitely the play in this matchup. If he comes in and tries a toe-to-toe against Lukasz, he's probably going to get knocked out like a lot of people have. When you see all the first-round finishes for Lukasz, you see why when you watch him fight. He is all in, first minute, boom, 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 and then if Buday can survive, get him against the cage, just grind him, get your decision win, move up do whatever you got to do because you're a big favorite in this matchup, and you could get caught and get embarrassed in this fight, especially early on in the round. So my play is Buday. But I'll be looking at. They haven't dropped the prop bets for this fight yet. I know the over under is at 1.5, but I might look at it inside the distance decisional action again for Lukasz because he's going to be the more dangerous fighter in my mind in the first couple minutes of each round. But Buday could survive that and just grind out like he did against Chris Barnett. There wasn't anything real flashy in that Chris Barnett fight. It was a lot of just pressuring Chris Barnett against the cage, hold him there, work him against the cage. And Lukasz, I think, is the more dangerous fighter in this matchup. So my pick is going to be Martin Buday, but Jesus Christ, holy moly. Say your prayers if you're putting him in a parlay, to be honest with you. I would do it.
I agree. I do not think I am confident he wins, but I do not think he's a parlay piece. $8,900, I would like a little bit of a discount on that, but I think he can score well because all that cage control scores really well. He certainly can get a finish. Lukasz literally turns his head like when strikes come at him. Like it's almost like if he was started his career as a wrestler. I mean, Bo Nickel just dominated his fight, so that's a bad example. But it's almost like you started as a wrestler, then you're fighting and strikes are coming your way, and you're just not used to dealing with that yet. He literally turns away, and someone like Buday who does have some real power can grind him out and get that done. $8,900. Honestly, he's probably gonna end up paying for it, but that is a hefty price. Monkey Knife Fight strike line 66-41. I do think it's a more. You like less?
No, I was saying I'm not paying $8,900.
Oh, gotcha. What do you think of the Monkey Knife Fight strike line?
It's probably a more. I mean, it just depends on if Buday survives. Like I said, it survives, but it should be a slow. I think this is just a boring, slow, grinding Buday win, honestly. So it's probably a more. Just up against the cage, just breathing heavy. Lukasz is disgusted because his chest hair is rubbing up against him, and it's just nobody likes that.
The live chat's literally questioning if you're gay or not, and then you're like, his sweaty chest hair.
He's hairy like animal. He's got those Robin Williams arms. I bet his knuckles look crazy.
I like the more Monkey Knife Fight as well. Go to weonpicks.com/MKF. Give that a shot. I mentioned Knockout Kings might be a solid play. Guys, if you want 50 free bucks, go to weonpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners. Make a deposit. I'll send you $50 as a thank you. And anybody looking to get early access to our bets, all of our fantasy plays, our fantasy ranking, and even more tools coming, go to weonpicks.com, scroll to the top, and click Become a Member. It is literally $2.50 a week. It's absolutely nothing. You get ahead of some of these lines, you'll pay for years' worth right off the jump. weonpicks.com, scroll to the top, click Become a Member.